Discover connection, awaken sacredness, become empowered. Join us for our show on Blog Talk Radio. Discover your spiritual gifts live.
Welcome to Discover Your Spiritual Gifts Live, show number 19. We are your hosts, Dave.
Violet.
There is a Jason here.
Great.
I'm here.
Today.
Please recognize me.
Well, our guest today is Dr. Sylvia Flesner. Sylvia Flesner ND has conducted a full-time clinical practice in Houston, Austin, and many other cities for 40-plus years. Her training as a doctor of naturopathy involves several alternative medical disciplines, including homeopathy, nutrition, pressure points, herbology, massage, acupressure, reflexology, iridology, psychology, genetic disorders, and techniques for survival in the 21st century. Sylvia is also certified in Psychoneuroimmunology, Bodytalk 1 and 2, and environmental medicines. In her words, I began my training in the healing arts as a child in Ecuador. My heritage from the Inca and Vilcabamba Indians included respect and understanding of the power of the curanderos, the healers. My mother and father respected my intuitive gifts and encouraged me to express my natural understanding of healing from an early age. Welcome, Sylvia. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me in the show. It is a fantastic opportunity to be able to communicate what are my gifts and maybe help another people, not only helping people, but acquire that inner ability to have and perceive the needs of another people. Yes, as you mentioned, I was born in Quito, Ecuador. And since early age, I started seeing little spirits and people that they came to play with me. And in that country, it's different than here. I remember one time that my mother came to check what I was laughing so crazy about. And because I was the oldest child and my youngest sister was just playing outside with neighbors and cousins and all kinds of things. So when she opened the door of my bedroom and says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Playing with this friend that they came from the walls." And she says, "Yeah, these are your angels. Don't be concerned about." And she left. If I'll be with that in this country, probably I will in a psychiatric clinic. But anyway, throughout my life, I have been supported by my parents. And later on, I start seeing in the body, which for that I need a permission of the person who comes to see me. David, if you want me to stop you, let me know, because if not, I'm going to go on.
Oh, please, tell us more. You have a fascinating background.
Thank you. So suddenly, my mother had some people for tea in the afternoon on Saturdays, Tuesdays and Saturdays. They made Wednesdays the ladies and Saturdays the couples. I got to see spots in the back part of the spine of one of her friends. Judith was her name. And after they left, I called my mom and says, "Mom, I got to see the spots in the back." And she says, "Show me in my back. Where was the spot?" So I, put my finger where that was. And she says, "Yeah, there was a kidney stones." So she called in the phone to Judith and told her that Sylvia has this and that she should take a Tio Buva Ursi hostel and blah, blah, blah. Because over there, in that time, what you paid here $1, we had to pay $5 over there for an aspirin. So due to our heritage, we know the use of herbology. So anyway, like this started being more and more fresh and easy to see different things in the anatomy of the body. Well, I grew up in that environment. I went to a private school with nuns, but I was not supposed to say anything about what I see or what I perceive or sometimes what I can read in the nun's head. So, because I got it in trouble once. But anyway, then my father, which was an attorney, brilliant, showed me how to speak with the spirits. He used to say, who is in the corner? And I was saying, gentleman with a hat, and he has a black cape. And who is next to? I said, a lady with a funny hairdo and a long dress. And what is the message that they are bringing us? And of course, they gave me a message, and I delivered to that. And he says, yeah, those are spirits. They live here with us. And when they need to communicate or guidance, then is when they manifest physically. So that was my upbringing. Later on, I came to the United States, and yes, I did study many, many things, and I'm still studying. I am at Harvard University, the continue education in medical, different modalities and different things. So is at the University of Arizona in alternative medicine that is guided by Dr. Ann Weil, which is the encyclopedia and the most elevated person in natural approaches to heal oneself or anyone. So I would like for you guys to give me some questions.
Will you talk about, Sylvia, techniques for survival? What do you mean by that in the 21st century? What do you see from your perspective that people need in the 21st century around survival?
Yes. You see, in the 2019-18, we give the power to the doctors, okay? And they were supposed to have and carry the responsibility of get the patient healed. The time has changed. Mm-hmm. So what I do is I teach the person to take the responsibility of change their physical or emotional or mentally or spiritual discomfort or illness that they are acquiring through life, and they need to have some guidance. Besides that, I recommend a different way of eating. I run a muscle test for allergies because lots of the problems are allergies, okay? And one time, it came a gentleman, and he says, Sylvia, I have a tremendous hemorrhoid. I have been operated 3 times, and it keeps comes back. What is wrong in my brain that is bringing this? So he opened the door for me to say, well, who is you pain in that area? And he laughed and automatically says, it's my mother-in-law. So that was the funny thing. So we worked with what it was, the emotional condition that this lady, it was like a pinching in the body of this gentleman. And yeah, she used to educated in that time, okay? She used to like pinching in that place like the mother used to do. So essentially the problem was with the mother. So he did a little homework. I have some psychology background. So we released that, and guess what? The hemorrhoids went away, and the mother-in-law came, a very good friend, and he came back to my office and said, Sylvia, I'm coming to pay you a visit, but most of all to let you know that I have the best friend in the world, my mother-in-law, and she took me shopping for a suit, and she paid for. So that's the type of the approach that I'll take. so that we can teach the people to go into their inner self and see what is the problem that it brought in, the illness, the whatever they have, okay? So have I answered your question?
Yes, I love that answer. Thank you so much. That is really awesome because we talk about people's illnesses, diseases, sickness comes from their emotions, their mental processing, what they're thinking, what's happening in their world, the actions around them. And then it comes in these diseases or illnesses. So that was perfect. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Oh, you're very welcome. I just had a patient that came that she went through 16 in vitros. Okay? This was about 6 months ago. And she said, Sylvia, I only have one more that the insurance is going to pay. Well, I said, does the insurance pays that much? And she goes, well, my uncle is a doctor. Well, I said, that's okay, no problem. So I'm glad. And she was so acid, so is her husband, that the sperm as well as the egg got to be dead as soon as the acidity touched into. So I put him in a different diet, in an alkaline diet, okay? And a month and a half later, they come to my office, all happy as can be, we are pregnant. So if the lady was a little bit over 40 years of age, I didn't tell you that. So anyway, the young one came, it is a girl, and guess what? She has my name.
Aww,
so that's amazing. The best pay that as a healer one can have.
That is awesome. I love that
Thank
story.
You. Tell us more about the difference between alkaline and acidic diets, or why is it desirable to be alkaline?
Okay. In an alkaline body, you don't get a cold, cancer, or any illness. You live a healthy life, okay? So I do have a special diet, okay? All depends of how we're going to structure according with the allergies that a person can have, okay? So then we make a specific diet for the person. But, let's say that they don't like to take lemon because it's acid. It's the other way around. As soon as the lemon juice goes through your throat, it turns into alkaline. That's why we recommend that if you want to drop weight, because, I better explain this drop, okay? My people never lose their weight because it comes back into a set belief in the brain that when we're kids, let's say a girl lost an earring. And Mama went, okay, little girl, you go and find your earring. And she came back with the earring, and happy as can be, I found Mom. And Mom says, oh, good, have a cookie. And that same story happens when one loses weight. If we don't work in that emotional condition, you will be looking for the things that you lost, which is your weight, and you reward yourself with an extra pound. So my patients do not lose the weight, we drop the weight, because that package didn't come from Mama's belly with that much weight when that age it was supposed to be. So they recognize that, and automatically they start eating less and quality food. So that's my answer to the acid and alkaline.
Okay. Well, I guess I need to change my words on losing weight versus dropping weight. I'll change over.
Yes. I had a patient that it came and said, Sylvia, every time that I go to the bathroom with number 1 and 2, I flush the toilet, and I said, I'm getting slender and slender every day. And you know that? That's a message to the brain, and the brain keeps dropping the weight.
Mm-hmm.
Morning constitution affirmations. I like it.
Thank you.
Sylvia, I really respect and appreciate your quote that a true healthcare practitioner of the 21st century is a teacher, not a caretaker. And
that's right.
And that you're educating people so that they can take care of themselves.
Yes.
I have a lot of respect for that, and thank you for putting that out in the world that way and helping people recognize that taking accountability for what they're doing really is the source to healing and taking charge.
Jason, you are pretty right. Yes. Many times we put too much food in our body because we are not happy about ourselves. Or you went through divorce and it left a hole in your stomach. So you are trying to fill up that hole with food. So when we release that unfortunate situation, the weight goes away. And then you create a different life. I treat only the physical and emotional conditions of this lifetime. I don't do karmic connections. I don't read futures. Many people come and says, when I will be meeting Mr. Right? I says, well, let's do this. You have been meeting many, right people, wonderful men, and they don't work good because you always ask the universe for Mr. Right, and he is right, and unfortunately you are wrong, isn't it? And they laugh about, so we make the healing in that emotional condition because what we need is a Mr. Wonderful, not a Mr. Right. If they get the anemic or cancer or hepatitis C or whatever they are holding when they change the brain thought. Many people say that your belly is part of your brain. So when we change that, the body obeys and turns the other way around.
I love that.
There are many. Go ahead.
I love that. That's really awesome because, even though as spiritual folks, we know that to the core, but we need to be reminded sometimes how that's created and what happens. And all of us need that every once in a while, that reminder of how this works because we get distracted in this 3D dimension by everything around us and we forget, even though we're telling others, we may not hear it ourselves.
That's right. I would like to touch one thing that's very predominant now. I just came back, and it was in April, a seminar at the University of Arizona that we met in California when 1,000 MDs that they are working in the opium addiction. It was so fantastic that all of these people are together to change what is killing so many person and young kids that they don't need to escape out of their lives, okay? So they are changing, and this is many, in Europe they are doing already that. Israel has a wonderful process in it that they are including oxygenation inside of the marijuana cigarettes, which it goes into the brain and heals that. But anyway, it was the most fantastic deal that that all my seminars and all the studies that I have done, it was the big surprise. We were only 2 naturopaths there, but all the other ones were with a big M and D. So that's a little thing. The other thing is, there's dementia, Alzheimer's. We all have some-timers. That's when we forget sometimes where the glasses are or the car key. That's just call it some-timers, okay? But when we come to the Alzheimer's, then is when we are in trouble. Many, many years ago, let's say about 38 years ago, I was a very good friend of Hannah Kroger in Boulder. We got the same degree as doctors together. We had a wonderful friendship, and we create quite a few remedies in capsules that she sold. And we used to meditate on Wednesday and ask, you can call God or all or architect of the world or whatever. But to change that Alzheimer's, we need to not have sugar and a couple more things, okay? So we used to call the diabetes of the brain. And it's fantastic, the patients of mine who come for helping with the memory, I tell them this story of Hannah Kroger and I, and automatically they start having more cognitive, remember things of the past, but most of all what had happened last year and today and yesterday, which is the part that illness eats up. So I hope this is helpful for you guys.
That sounds good. What do you think is the connection between sugar and Alzheimer's? Do you have a sense of that?
Yes. The sugar, you see, the brain has a lot of fat. Okay, that's part of how the electrodes and everything connect. But the sugar makes a film that interrupts that. Does that answer that question? Okay.
Well, that's easy. So let's get out of sugar, correct?
Yeah, let's get out of sugar. You can replace from fructose, which is fruit, vegetables, honey, maple syrup. And now they are making sugar out of the cactuses, which is fantastic too.
Do you know what they call those? Do they have a brand or a herb?
Yeah, they have a name. This was some timers of mine. I do not recommend that much because I have not done extensive studies, so that's what it is in the back burner of my mind.
Okay. I'd like to get a little bit more into your intuitive gifts.
Sure.
You pick up an awful lot of information when you're working with clients or patients. How does that information come to you?
Okay. Number one, as I have the permission of the person that it comes, okay, but just giving me the permission in writing, they are giving me a chance to see into their body, like will be a CT, an X-ray, the CAT scan, a blood test, and all of that, because they become transparent to me. And I don't see operations or hysterectomies or all of that. No, I only see what is not in balance. I had a young kid from a school of special needs from Dallas, Texas, that they came to my office. So it's going to be 6 years ago. He hardly can talk, okay? And it was, So he and I got kind of a connection, okay? Because I bless the kids, so anyone, in what we call the forehead. Some people call the third eye. It's just in the middle between the hair and the eyebrows and in the center.
Mm-hmm.
And as I did that, I get to see that the child was brought up out of the mother's womb with a forceps, which is kind of a spoon. As the OBGYN did that, it put outside of the normal place the cervicals, okay? So I asked the little one to sit in my lap, and I start massaging his neck, and slowly with that gut energy, which is not mine, comes a pop. And he jumped out of my lap and jumped in the couch of my office and started screaming in both languages. The mother is South American and the father American. And suddenly he started communicating. I have been still working with him with different things, and now he is in a normal grade and not in the kids that they have problems.
Wow.
So structure is something really, really essential.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you work with spirit guides or
Yes,
angels
I do.
or archangels or others? Do they give you insights and information to help people?
Yes, absolutely. I have 70, that means 70, doctors in the spirit realm that they work through me. Yes. Like for the children, like the case that I just mentioned, is a doctor that used to work in the hospital, the Israel hospital in Newark, New Jersey, excuse me. And she is the one that appears to me, but for my eyes when I'm going to have children in the day. Then I have one of the primary doctors that comes and works with me. His name is Jose Gregorio Hernandez, and he's from Venezuela. And he's kind of the supervisor for, the help that I want to have or the patient needs to have. Then I have a bunch of angels, yes. Yeah, and some they are Native American and South American Indians. So, yes, that's what. Is that answer your question?
Yeah. Now, the next one I've always wondered about is, so if you work with the consciousness of doctors who've passed before and they're in spirit,
Mm-hmm.
Do they stay up with the current level of medical thinking that we have? Do they present things that are beyond the medical understanding we have now?
It's, they're in a spirit, they can absorb anything that it goes around, so they are up to date. And many times they do ask me to let the patient hold a crystal. And when they hold the crystal, they feel something is coming into the system. That's as much as I can tell you about.
Okay. Well, is it a specific crystal or is it any crystal? Is it just having a crystal that makes a difference, or is your crystal tuned up?
No, I have a crystal in my desk, okay, or in my pocket. So I know when to get that out so that can be used as a channel of healing in the person that it visits with me.
Okay. So good. Well, I think we're going to take a little break here. We're going to have some brief information about the store, and we'll be right back. So stay with us, and we'll return with Sylvia Flesner.
Hi, I'm Violet Rain, Master and Teacher of Sacred Priesthood in the Mystery Schools here at Discover Your Spiritual Gifts. This is a program that I offer about once a year. We take on students to start this program. It's an 18-month program, which means there are 13 classes. We teach a class once a month, and we skip months with holidays. And on this path, men and women can come together to become sacred priests and sacred priestesses of the Order of Melchizedek. The Order of Melchizedek is the oldest sacred priesthood on this planet. It was mentioned in the Bible and still exists today. This is about walking a path of beauty, sacredness, and service. It's about learning how to be a magical creator of your own life and using the universal mysteries to create whatever type of life that you're looking for. This path is filled with magic, about learning prosperity, about creating, about sacred geometry, about Kabbalah, about learning about the Ascended Masters, the Archangels, the Elementals, including dragons and fairies and unicorns and the mermaids. It brings all that universal wisdom together to create a way for everyone to have that joyful and abundant life that they've always wanted. I hope that you will check out our website under classes and look for Mystery School or look for Sacred Priesthood and find out more about these classes and what we have to offer. I look forward to seeing you in class, and I hope to see you really soon at Discover Your Spiritual Gifts.
Well, welcome back to DYSG Live. Our guest is Dr. Sylvia Flesner, and she's giving us lots of really neat information about all her gifts and her training and how she uses her intuitive gifts to help people. So thank you for being on the show again, Sylvia.
Thank you very much, Dave. It's really a pleasure.
You have such fascinating background. Can you give us some more stories about working with clients where things were unexpected, that probably turned out well, but you got information that just you were kind of surprised how things turned out. Can you give us some more of those stories? Those are always fascinating.
Yeah. Well, a lot of those good surprises is cancer. Okay. In Houston, Texas, in my office, I had a lady who came in a wheelchair. And from her ears, it was an elastic holding a towel from her neck down because she could not hold any more the tongue or anything, and she was salivating. And bless her heart, her beautiful blue eyes wanted to have healing. Her brain was screaming for that. And she came with a gentleman, 3-piece suit, a grade, and a young lady blonde with him. So I asked to bring all of the supplements because I don't like for people to spend too much money in their own healing. So we checked the carry-on that they brought in. What are the things that I want, or me and the spirits that they work with me agree that that's how much and at what time she will be to take. So it was good. Then I always close my meeting with a prayer because I'm just an instrument of healing. Mm-hmm. And I, and ask for blessings and abundance in every way and direction for the patient as well as me. Mm-hmm. So they left in, I said, I want to see you in 3 weeks. My next patient came in, and my secretary knocks my door, and she says, Sylvia, she has a 4-stage cancer. How can you give her 3 weeks? I want to kill the woman. And I says, listen, if I ask an appointment, you give them an appointment. Please don't interrupt me. So I closed the door. Lo and behold, in the third week that she came, I didn't recognize. I handled her the disclaimer, which is, the open for me to treat a person. That's what the patient agreed with it. So she says, I'm so and so. Oh, I said, this is fantastic. You are just with a walker. Yes, she says. And after you see me and we do our homework, I have an appointment with my oncologist this afternoon. I said, that's great. You call me after that. I want to hear what he says. Okay, so lo and behold, after we did the homework, she takes the walker with one hand and walks out of my office. And when the husband and the daughter got to see her, they screamed. It was so wonderful. I'm telling you, not only me, the secretary and two people that were waiting in the front of the office, we all cried because it was such a joy for the family. About 3.5 hours, she called and she says, Sylvia, all the tests are negative. I don't have cancer. I'm totally clear. She is one of my best persons that recommends everybody when they have cancer back to me. So that's one of the beautiful things of what I do.
Wonderful.
That's awesome.
Yep. And I had to shake my head because I thought that an old man was married to that beautiful young lady, and I didn't think that it was the daughter. So I told in my mind, oh, dirty old man married that young lady.
We'll talk some more about cancer and energetically what cancer represents. And if you can also talk about why different cancers, whether it's lung or colon or pancreatic, why those show up, what's behind those.
Cancer is nothing else than a suppressed emotion. Keep it homeostasis, medically we'll speak, in the organ or organs that they are weak in the body. So let's see if a lady comes with a cancer in the breast, okay? Mm-hmm. The first thing that I ask is, who nourishes you? And she says, well, you give me chills. And I says, why? My husband doesn't do anything. My kids think that I owe them everything. Mm-hmm. So I asked to do a homework about that, okay, and many other things, emotionally and spiritual, okay? And the fantastic thing with the diet and supplements, the whole scenario changes, okay? Now lungs, which is a big thing now.
Yes.
Is inhaling something that we cannot communicate. And, of course, many people work in places that the atmosphere of the working place is not healthy, okay? Uh-huh. So, and they are resented of that because the inner knowing is, yes, this is killing me. But they have to bring the bread and butter to home. Mm-hmm. So they feel obligated. So I give them like like inhaling, you put a little inhaler at a room with some homeopathic drops for lungs. Okay? Mm-hmm. Besides that, they will get a homeopathic to help with the lungs to absorb and release what is in it, in the lungs. And of course, they are supposed to quit smoking, okay? And then I will ask the family, which is the room or rooms that they smoke. So normally it's the bathroom, okay, or the porch. So in the bathroom, I ask to be washed and painted again in a nice, happy color. Mm-hmm. And they write all of the emotions, and we work with that. And this is a little bit longer treatment, okay? Because it's so indented not only in the lungs, but in every part of their system. But they do get well, and they get really absolutely wonderful. I have an Argentinian guy that he sings tangos, that he came with that, and he used to work in the mill, all of that powder of the cotton being flying all over. That's what it caused the cancer in the lungs, and he can hardly sing. So we did a good cleansing, and he is still with the Argentinian tangos, singing and playing, because he plays the piano too every night. He's happy as can be. And he lives in Galveston, Texas, yes.
Okay.
So, what is cancer in the pancreas? It's the lack of sweetness in their body. Mm-hmm. So they eat sugars, okay? And things that it promotes the growing, because sugars is one of the big things that it feeds cancer, okay? So we did in Baylor College a test with several samples of many things, and sugar, the tumor cancer in a putrid dish, it grew up with sugar tremendously in our own eyes. So going back to the diabetes, okay? So we work with a diet with supplements that it will balance the pancreas as well as the liver, because the liver and the pancreas are not twin organs. But when one is not working properly, okay, then the other one helps. Pancreas and liver work together, kind of thing. And things change because the emotional part is the big deal. Yes, sir.
Okay.
What else can we talk about?
If somebody breaks a bone or has a major laceration or is recovering from a surgery, what kind of diet should they be on to promote healing, to promote the tissues regenerating?
A lot of things that it has calcium, collagen, fatty acids, and which is the omegas. Because the calcium and the collagen forms the muscle, okay? The minerals forms the muscle. And then we have an elasticity next to it, like a film, like a plastic film in the bone. And that most definitely need collagen. Now, what is collagen? Collagen is when you have a bunch of bones of chicken or fish, and you boil it for 2 hours, okay? And then you let it rest. It comes gelatin. And that gelatin is collagen. I know they sell collagen in powders, and you can put in your smoothie. in the calcium, in the fatty acids, the omegas, which the combination of the omegas do promote youth. Mm-hmm. So, in other words, it gives you a youth hormone to grow back. In Israel, they take the stem cell of the person, feed it with the right things, okay? Uh-huh. And they apply in the bone as well as around the bone, okay? Because it grows into a special deal, okay, that they can grow their patient's healthy tissue. Mm-hmm. And they covered the whole leg. One of the miracles that they did in Israel is a guy who got all of that, put it on, and he did what is the men's, like a triathlon, but it has a men's name.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, he ran and he won. And he is one of the ones who has a new bone, a new tissue in his legs. Can you imagine how wonderful it will be if they allow us to do that for our soldiers that they come with so much trauma?
Mm-hmm.
But probably we will see, in a few years.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And another thing is love. Loving ourselves is one of the essential things, okay? I recommend a bath, a therapeutic bath. And when the person is in the bath, I ask them to take a loofah, a little hand towel, or some clothes, and just go and give the massage in the body and tell the body, I love you. Thank you for being with me. I really do like you and love you. That's a fantastic therapeutic bath because it's very hard for people to love themselves because we come from religions where we brought up that it's not good to love ourselves. We have to love our neighbors. Mm-hmm. And you are guilty because one got crucified and it was for your sins. How you can love yourself? Mm. Oh, no. You had to go 40 days and 40 nights through the desert to get into promised land. All of those things that are generational that we carry, and this bath breaks those things. And people start loving themselves, and that can change anything. So it seems like we have yet to talk about 50 minutes. What else can I talk to you about? I'm delighted to talk.
Yes, I know you. The others are learning about you. You're such a powerhouse. You're 77, but you still continue to travel.
You see, doing the whole thing right.
You continue to travel. You continue to hit all these different cities to see your clients. And I talk to some of your clients, and they say, "Oh yeah, I've known Sylvia for." Let's see, I've known her for 30 years, and you have a very strong following of people who love your work. So how do you travel to other cities, and how do people find you?
It's just word of mouth, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I have done speeches at the universities and different institutions, but it's the first time that I am doing in a program like yours.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And, let's say the young lady comes because it has pimples in the face, and she is in last year of high school, and she needs to have a perfect face to graduate.
Right.
So I treat that. Those pimples needs to go away, and it's a lot of stress and things, And it cleans the face. So the mother comes, and then the father, and then the family. That's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, because whoever needs me, it will find me. And I'm so delighted that you guys have opened this program, because then they will know that is another alternative without side effects.
Yes. So how often do you come to Denver?
Every other month.
Okay. So people don't
Yes.
have to wait too long to see you.
No, besides, as long as they have seen me before, or if they send me a disclaimer with a picture, okay, I can see them through the telephone.
Okay.
So it's easy for me to help them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would love to meet you in person someday when you come to Denver. We would love to all meet you in person. So you'll have to put us as one of your stops on your list when you come back.
Yeah, we'll do that, honey. Yes. We will have a party. Oh, that would be great. Because I can tell you many things that on there we cannot say.
I think that would be amazing and wonderful. So you'll have to definitely put us on your list to stop and see us. But for those that can't wait for you to come to Denver, how would they get a hold of you, Sylvia, if they wanted to work with you?
Well, my telephone number is 512-851-3377. And I'll be in Denver, arriving on the 10th, okay, and leaving on the 13th. So I'll be working all Friday, Saturday, and part of a Thursday in the afternoon. Yes.
Awesome.
So the 10th to the 12th. And the 13th, I'll be flying early in the morning back home because I have another commitment in here. And then I'll be back in December. In December, I will be there Thursday from 10 a.m. in the morning, and I will be working there again early. No, I will not be working Sunday. My plane leaves at 5:30 in the morning. So, yeah. So those will be my days.
What are the December dates?
The December days have the 5th in the afternoon.
Okay.
So 6, 7, and that's it. No, it's p.m. So I'll be working on Sunday until 2 p.m. at the hotel.
Okay.
Yeah. And you probably have already in your email address all of my dates until the end of the year. And that I'll be in Kingston in Denver. The other cities I do whenever they need me.
Okay.
So do you do your work out of a hotel when you're here? Do you have a space you work out of?
Yes. Many years ago, I had an office in Houston, Texas, all with a refrigerator and a little stove and 4 rooms to see patients. And when I came the next time, I put a key in the door and it opened by itself, and a lot of my things have been going away, and the refrigerator was almost at the door, so they were empty in my office. So I thought, this is ridiculous, and everybody of my patients are coming. So I rent a hotel, and I have a free receptionist, and I have everything. So I am at the higher hotels, no matter where I go. So is this
awesome? Awesome. Well, thank you.
So I am in Inglewood, the Hyatt Hotel, yes.
And that's down in the Tech Center, correct? The one you
Yeah, there are 2 Hyatts, okay. The one that I am is in Costilla and Clinton.
Okay.
wonderful being with you all in the spirit and in the phone.
Well, we sure want to thank you for being on the show today. You've given us a lot to think about in terms of health and, again, how healing comes. I frequently tell people when I do healing work with them, my main job is I know that your brain, your subconscious, has the total capability to heal your body. I just have to find a way to convince it to do it. And it's so nice to hear you talk about your tools.
Yeah. That's neat. That's fantastic. I have wonderful feedbacks about your work. Oh, my God. Sylvia, that's wonderful. Yeah. I have not had a single one. Well, I'll send you some unflashed homeopathic, okay? I have not a single person that they have not say it's wonderful. Not a single complaint or anything of your work. You do a great job.
Well, thank you so much. I'd love to get that kind of feedback, and coming from you, that's so nice. So thank you.
So we're going to close our meeting?
We're going to close it. So thank you again for being on the show.
May I have a prayer with you all? That is, I would not like to be forecast, but I would like to close our meeting with a prayer. Is that okay?
That's fine. Please go.
Just close your eyes. Please close your eyes. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for the healing that is taking place in the body, soul, mind of my brothers and sisters. We ask you, dear Lord, to please bless us, bless each one of our dear ones, and bless and multiply everything good that we are, that we give and receive. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, guys. I'll send you a big hug, and soon we will meet together.
Thank you so much.
That is awesome. Thank you.
For our listeners, our next show will feature Lisa Wilson. Thanks for listening today. We'll be back soon. Take care.
This is Janice Dow, and I want to help you live a life of ease, joy, and grace. I help people who want more happiness, may be feeling stuck or burdened, may want more energy, or want to take control of the mental chatter in their mind. Our body-mind is very powerful, and if we understand how it works, we can bring about positive change in our lives. Change is constant, and you may be swept up and feel powerless, but I can show you a different way of being. You can direct the change via intention, where you become empowered through evolution and transformation. You can learn to be powerful and energetic. We truly live in an age where self-directed transformation and evolution is possible. In 2013, I lost my job. And when working with a career coach, I was told that I was unconsciously giving my daughter all of my vital energy. And once I understood the need for boundaries, I began learning about subtle energy as I restructured my approach to my relationship with my daughter and moving forward in my energy work. And luckily, I'm able to apply what I have learned to self-care. I can do the same for you. My unique approach combines brain and body-mind sciences with the unseen world of subtle energy. These modalities are the secret sauce that help you to move with more grace and ease. Each session is tailored to your needs. You can be happier today. You can be in the flow of the universe. You can quiet the chatter in your mind. You can do it, and we'll have fun. I'm at Discover Your Spiritual Gift Center on Tuesdays.
Hi, I'm Violet Rain, Master Teacher of the Akashic Records series of classes here at Discover Your Spiritual Gifts. If you've been interested in the Akashic Records are the life book or the etheric records of everything that we've ever thought, spoken, done, all of our contracts, relationships since we left Source. It is a valuable resource of information that people are able to tap into to get clarity, to get guidance, just to find out why things are the way they are in their life. The Akashic really helps us do that. This is a great series of classes if you're already getting intuitive information, meaning you're either getting visuals or you're hearing things or you just know things or you feel things. This is a great class to step into to amplify the information that you're receiving from a higher level of source versus just your intuition. If you'd like to find out more about my series of classes for the Akashic Records, please check out on our website under classes and look for Akashic Record Certification. I hope to see you in class, or I hope to see you at the center here at Discover Your Spiritual Gifts. Have a great day, and thanks for listening.
My name is Davina. I'm a reader here at DYSG, and I've been psychic since I was a small child. I'm gifted with sight, hearing, knowing, and feeling. I have gone public and have been reading for the last 5 years, full-time, so for over a year. I would be happy to serve you. I'm able to talk to your higher self, spirit guides, angels. Sometimes passed over loved ones come through. I don't choose who comes through to speak to me. I just ask that it's for your highest good and in the light. I am here at Discover Your Spiritual Gifts from 10 to 5 on Fridays.
Discover connection, awaken sacredness, become empowered. Join us for our show on Blog Talk Radio. Discover your spiritual gifts live.